I can't help but notice that Paris Saint-Germain's first road game in the Champions League for the 2019-20 campaign just so happened to be against Galatasaray, which is pretty interesting because number one, Galatasaray, who are they? They are a Turkish club. They play in Turkey. They were founded over at Istanbul. Do they play at Istanbul? They do play at Istanbul, Turkey. Interesting. It's not just a country. So Paris Saint-Germain's first road match during this Champions League campaign is over at Istanbul. This is a subliminal clue that their Champions League campaign is going to end over at Istanbul against Juventus this year because the former Inter Milan striker Mauro Icardi scored the goal for Paris against Galatasaray. He scored in the 52nd minute. They used to play for Inter. It is Inter that equals 30. The Champions League is going to be played on the 30th day of May. The last Italian team to win the Champions League was Inter. Inter won during a 30-year 2010 against Bayern Munich. It's Inter Milan that also has Gematria 52. Icardi scores the goal in the 52nd minute. It was completely scripted by the numbers. Now you look at the score, 1-0. 1-0 is almost like 10, which J is the 10th letter, and that relates to the winner of the Champions League, Juventus. They have the J now as the primary logo. It is J. That is the 10th letter. That is the significance of Paris winning 1-0 over at Istanbul against Galatasaray with the former Inter Milan striker Mauro Icardi. Galatasaray has gematria of 34. The time duration from today's match to the day of the Champions League final on May the 30th, you would see is going to be a time span of 34 weeks, 34 and a half weeks. Paris and Neymar are going to go up against Ronaldo. Remember, Neymar and Ronaldo have the same birthday. It's also Ronaldo that has gematria of 34 as well. Over at Istanbul, this is where this drought is going to end. The Italian word for end is fine. It is the gematria of 25 that connects to February the 5th. That is the birthday of Neymar and Cristiano Ronaldo. Subliminal clue today, Paris winning its first away match of the Champions League campaign over at Istanbul. Yet a big clue for what is going to happen in the Champions League final against Juventus for this year.